Hello and welcome to another episode of Disney Movie Investigation. If this is your first time watching, welcome to the show. Each week we take a look at a movie that is featured on Disney+. This week we are exploring the world of animation as we look at Disney's most recent animated film, Raya and the Last Dragon. Also stay tuned for our bonus story this week as we take a look at, we'll go inside Disney's Animal Kingdom as we look at the short-lived Lucky the Dinosaur. And if you are enjoying these videos, please do hit that subscribe button. That way you will never miss any of our episodes. But for now, sit back and enjoy this episode of Disney Movie Investigation. So like I said, we are covering Raya and the Last Dragon. This movie was released on March 5th, 2021, and it was directed by Don Hall and Carlos Lopez Estrada. The screenplay was done by Qui Nai-jin and Adele Lin, and the production company for this was Walt Disney Animation Studios. The budget for this movie was $100 million, and so far to date, it has done $119.6 million. So let's take a look at the development. On October 2018, it was reported that Adele Lim was hired to do touch-ups on an already developed script, and then the film was officially announced at the D23 Expo in 2019. In August 2020, Don Hall was announced to be joining to do directorial duties along with Carlos Lopez Estrada on the directing of the film. This was Disney's 59th animated film, and it was the first film to be settled in to be set in Southeast Asia. For the research of the film, the creative team traveled to Southeast Asia to draw inspiration, and originally Cassie Steele was cast as Raya, but was replaced by Kelly Marie Tan on August 27, 2020. The reason for the cast change was that the character had changed and the voice of Steele no longer matched the character. James Newton Howard was hired to write the score, and this was his fourth Disney film, others being Dinosaur, Atlantis, and Treasure Planet. J.A. Akio wrote and performed Lead That Way, a song that was featured over the closing credits. And another interesting fact about this film is this film was created entirely remotely because of COVID-19, so most of the animators did the work at home and the recording studios were done at the performers' houses. And this film also features an entire female technical team, and this was the first for a Disney animated feature. So let's take a look at the cast. So like I said earlier, we have Kelly Marie Tan as Raya, we have Awkwafina as Sishu, Gemma Chan as Namari, Daniel Dae Kim as Chief Banja, Benedict Wong as Tong, Sandra Oh as Varana, and Alan Tudyk as Tuk Tuk. So now that we know the cast, let's take a look at the plot. 5 long centuries after the selfless sacrifice of the magical dragons, the once peaceful land of Kumandra, where humans live harmoniously along the mystical creatures, is in disarray, divided into 5 nations. With warring factions, distrust, and unstoppable menace of the Drun wreaking havoc on Kumandra, Raya, the sword-wielding Princess of Heart and fearless guardian of the Dragon Gem, embarks on a peril-laden quest to track down a benevolent mythical being and heal the land. Will Raya find the mighty Sishu, the last dragon? So would I recommend this movie? I think this movie is excellent. I think this is a return to Disney animation, and they knocked it out of the park. One of the things I love about Disney movies is that they're able to tell stories from all different areas of the world and make them relatable to others. I think this one is a great tale from Southeast Asia, where they incorporate a lot of the culture and a lot of the traditions from that part of the world and incorporate it into the story seamlessly. The story is well told, and the characters are well developed. Background designs are eye-catching. Some beautiful mountainscapes as well as the different lands are, again, breathtaking. The characters of Raya and Sishu have great chemistry together. It really develops that female bond. And I was actually listening to a podcast, and this is one of the first, not one of the first, but one of the rare times where 2 female characters are looking to save the world, and the concept of men does not ever come up. They're not fighting over or talking about men. They're only talking about their objective. And in terms of the feminist movement, I think this is really powerful. I love the theme of the movie about trusting people and have faith in others around you. I think that's a really strong message. The action sequences are very well done as well. There's a lot of great martial arts sequences, again, taking inspirations from that part of the world and incorporating it into the action scenes. There's a great mix of comedy. Aquafina does a really good job as Sishu. Great blend of comedy, as well as she captures the innocence of the character, which is really endearing as well. Each of the characters, kind of like I touched on earlier, has a unique trait that adds to the story. And then I love incorporating, again, like I said, the culture, such as they were incorporating authentic food. One of the early scenes is Raya's dad, the chief, starts making a traditional South Pacific soup kind of meal, and it names all the ingredients. So it's kind of incorporating that culture as well. I think this is a real shame that this did not get a theatrical run, because I think this would have really hit big. This was scheduled to come out on December of 2020 to be Disney's animated Christmas release, and I just think this would have hit huge. But unfortunately, that's the world we live in. I cannot recommend this movie enough. I think it's what makes Disney animation really unique, because it's a great story, along with a great message and a great sense of culture. Again, really recommend this movie. So let's take a look at our bonus story. So Lucky the Dinosaur, which was featured in Animal Kingdom for a short time. Lucky the Dinosaur is an 8-foot-tall green Stegosaurus free-roaming audio animatronic that was created by Walt Disney Imagineering. Lucky is pulling a flower cart and is always accompanied by Chandler, the dinosaur handler. Lucky made his debut at the Natural History Museum of Los Angeles on August 28, 2003. He then made his way to California Adventure before making his home in Walt Disney's Animal Kingdom in Orlando, Florida, from June 2005 to August of 2005. Lucky then traveled to Hong Kong to attend the opening ceremonies of Hong Kong Disneyland. Because Lucky was so elaborate to operate, he started to appear less and less. He was the first free-roaming animatronic, and he would move, vocalize, and respond to the guests around him. The character will require 4 cast members to keep guests from not getting too close, and will require a 5th cast member as the interactor with Lucky. This cast member would interact with the guests during his Animal Kingdom run. Like, for example, one of the routines is it would take a guide map from Dr. Seeker, and he would eat the guide map. Whereas the current status of Lucky, he currently makes his home in Walt Disney Imagineering, where he is used during Adventure by Disney tours for guests who attend the Backstage Magic. The reason that I think Lucky doesn't get used is, again, it required so many cast members, and it was so intricate that it was just not deemed effective for what it would be used for. So that's a little bonus story here to kind of talk about dragons and dinosaurs. So thank you so much for joining us here on Disney Movie Investigation. Please leave a comment below what you think of Raya the Last Dragon. And also, if you were fortunate enough to meet Lucky the Dinosaur, what did you think of him? For our next video, we are going to continue to take a look at the movies of Disney Star as we take a look at the 2000 independent film Adam, starring Rose Byrne. But until next time, I hope you have a great night, and we will see you real soon.